Welcome to Minecraft Dungeons. It's a game I've been grinding a lot. We're literally on the hardest difficulty we possibly can be, and I'm just going to show you how easy this game is. With the correct setup, the correct weapons, and the correct artifacts, this game can literally be a breeze, which you're about to see now. So the game cannot be any more difficult. This is as hard as the game can get, and you will see that I will make light work of most things that I bump into. I was also considering making a video on a really easy way to get as overpowered as this, as there is a couple of very easy ways. So let me know if you want to see that in the comment section. But for now, we are just going to be rolling through, setting this guy free, avoiding absolutely everything. You can see here, I can really just group up a huge amount of people and just essentially yeet myself into them, and we will kill them almost 100%. As I said, this is the hardest the game can get. But like with any game, I have been grinding it a lot, so it's expected that the game would get much easier. My issue is that I really do love the game, and I'm not really sure what I do after this, because if I play this for about another hour, I think I'll be completely overpowered. I don't think there'll be anything that could stop me, so I'm not entirely sure what to do. Like, at this point, even my rolling kills things. Let me show you. So if I was to roll into this creeper... Love that for me. Even now, in the midst of all this mania, we are still surviving. Quite easily as well. Poor Enderman can't move, bless him. We do die eventually. But mostly because we were really stood there grinding it out. We could have just left. Let's see how many spiders we can kill. Pretty much all of them with a single roll. Nice. The worst thing they can do is attack me when they put me in a web. And even then, they have to come near me. I need to stand and swing. I dare them to come near me. Look at me. I'm terrifying. So I can actually roll every 3 seconds. And when I do, I get faster. And then I have a speed boost. And I have a jump that stuns everyone. So realistically, at this point, I can kind of do what I want. I am getting myself into a bit of a corner here. But then we can just fight, and, you know, we still win. So, I'm pretty much indestructible at this point, unless I make a mistake. Which does happen. I do make mistakes. Those are enchanted cows. I've never seen that before. Okay, that's a problem. So, the mobs are random, so you don't really know what's going to be in a level until you're playing the level. So, seeing that was not good. Oh, this is a dead end. It's all gone wrong. This is supposed to be about how easy it is. I mean, as you can see, they still can't really get near me. I feel like I'm playing Plants vs. Zombies at this point. And then just a whole bunch of nice items for me to collect when I'm done. Shadow Brew to go invisible, and I'm on my way. Let's just stand and swing for a little while and see what happens. My guess is not a lot will get near me. Especially not with this. Yep, strength potion, really strong. And as you can see, we're actually coming up to the end of the level here, so... Granted, that is the first level in the game, so, you know, it's going to be a little bit easier. And let's see what reward we get. Usually, it's speed boots in here. Probably like level 102, 103 maybe now. Oh, that's actually really good. That's the one item I haven't got an upgrade for that I use all the time. There you go, look at that. And we're going to get from power 97 to power 98. Let me show you another level. So again, you can see we're on the hardest difficulty we can be on. If I went to the normal difficulty, it would be 0.3 times difficulty for me. So the only thing we can play on is the hardest now, or else there's literally no challenge at all. This level, much simpler, much quicker. One of my levels that's in my little guide to how to level up quickly. As you can see, yet again, everything dies. So this level you really can just kind of run through because there's nothing worth having out here, really. Anything you really want is actually in the cave, which is where you get... I've rolled off the edge of the map. Which is where you're going to get to in a minute. Depending on how fast you move, you can get there in like 15 seconds. This is actually where we want to be. Excuse me, coming through. Okay, there's a bunch of enchanted stuff outside, so we don't want to mess with that. Straight in. So you want to be in here. This is the prime place to be. And the map's really quick. And it also gives you a fancy chest. So it's definitely worth having. So you're going to come here and you're going to do a couple of puzzles after you've done a couple of big fights. So let's get it popping, shall we? Now, this level can be a little bit more challenging than the previous because it has witches, and the witches are a nightmare. Thankfully, I have a setting on my crossbow that when I hit enemies, there is a chance they'll start fighting for me instead of against me. So it takes a couple of those, and you're kind of set. Okay, so now you're through this, you're going to have to do a redstone puzzle, which I think is left, right, left. There we go. So you see left, right, left, right, left. Eventually you get through that. There's a couple of iterations of this. This one is a 3-block one. There are 5-block ones, which are a little bit more difficult. So same thing again. We're going to do a quick fight room, which should, again, be no problem. I'd say the key thing to making this game feel so easy is that you, like, remember that you can do things like movement. Always remember that you're going to be able to roll every few seconds, especially if it deals damage like mine does. Remember your cooldowns and your abilities and artifacts. As much as it takes a while to get good at the game, the gear really helps. Like, really helps. I know that's the point of a game like this, but if you can have really good gear, you can be terrible at the game, and you can still win. Now, this 5-block puzzle is going to take me a little longer than the 3-block one. In fact, every time I've done this, I basically just guessed, and eventually it's worked. All right. After an embarrassingly long time, we're through that. And now you actually get to come through this little area here where there are a few more things to fight, but you also get a fancy chest, which usually gives me evocation robes in here. But today it's giving me a unique master's bow, which is actually incredibly good. Honestly. Incredibly good. Let's just return to the boat, and you'll just do that. Very easy. And just to show you, it's not just the first couple of levels that are easy when you get to this kind of level. We'll go into a later level. We'll go to High Block Halls, the second hardest level in the game. I'll give you a little run through this. So, objective is reach the throne room. Should be difficult, right? Not with this setup, it isn't. So this one made a little bit harder by the fact that there are a lot of bow and arrows in this. Luckily, my armor does have deflect on, so there is a chance every time they shoot at me, I think it's a 60% chance, actually, that I just deflect the arrow back. Even crowds of people really don't do anything at this point. I don't consider dying a bad thing. I never have in this game. This game actually, sometimes it can be quite beneficial to die. You can see I've set off Wild Rage in them all, and they're all fighting each other. Yeah, actually, dying in this game can be very useful. It resets your cooldowns. If you're in like a really bad situation, it could also, you know, actually save you, because sometimes you get stuck in pretty awkward situations. A lot of this game is about luck, and yeah, dying can be a really valid way to fix that. So I don't consider dying too much of a bad thing. Just gotta be careful to make sure you have enough hearts left at the end to fight the boss if there is one for that level. So on the hardest difficulty, the bosses are very difficult. Unsurprisingly, I suppose. His swiftness, push, and strength pot are the greatest time it could ever come. So these enemies are actually a pain in the backside. As you can see, they actually knock you back, and they're a bit of a nightmare, to be fair. So you see, I mean, look at that. So the issue there was that I was just stuck with a bunch of people around me. But I would say a lot of this game is more about like kiting than just directly fighting things. As much as that can be fun, when you get to these higher tiers, sometimes it can be impossible to directly fight the entire room of people as much as you would like to think you can. It's all about using everything like smartly, being clever with your abilities. So this is a part that you actually have to fight. You have to fight here. There's no way around it. I don't think there's any way to get through that gate before it goes off. I'd like to believe there is, if I'm quick enough. But it never seems to happen. But yeah, once I really get going with this, I have a bunch of stuff that basically increases my attack speed, and some of it is percent chance, so it doesn't always go off, but a lot of the time it will go off, and when it does, it makes it very, very difficult to actually keep up with me fighting me. Yeah, so those guys are a nightmare. They're some of my least favorite enemies in the game, honestly. Quite easy to kite with arrows, though. And they're actually fighting each other now because of my ability. Now, the reason this level is so good is because there actually isn't technically a boss fight. There is a big fight, but there's no boss. And the bosses cause a big problem in this. Like I said, they're very difficult at all times, as they should be. I want a challenging boss fight, that's the point. But in this instance, actually just going to run straight to the well, which is where you need to go. And then every now and again, okay, yeah. So sometimes the spawns down here can be crazy. The enchanted mobs are still very strong. No matter what you're doing, no matter how strong you are, The enchanted mobs are very strong. As you can see, one of them actually has deflect there and is pinging my own arrows back at me. Ow, ow, ow. I'm going to kill myself. Okay. So we're getting very unlucky here. That is enchanted mobs on top of a random spawn that can happen in these skeleton horsemen. So chances are we're going to die here. He's got stuck in the wall, which is hilarious. It actually looks like we're going to be fine. I take it all back. Right, where's my loot pig then? Give me my loot pig. All right, wasn't worth it. So as you can see, we are coming towards the end of this little section now. Coming up to one of my favorite sections, actually, where we have to destroy the buffet of these chef pillagers. It's a feels bad man for them, but that's what they get for being bad guys. And again, with this current setup I have, unbelievably easy to kill. He's going to press A on the buffets, and it's going to get rid of all their food. Very sad, very sad. So there is actually another way to get into this area. You can do an area... Well, before I went in the well, there was a place where I could have got a golden key, but this with the well way is much quicker to me and much less hassle. So this place can get kind of crazy, and I might die in here. So we're just going to prepare you for that. Now, I will say a big thing that is a problem with this game is that your attack button is the same as like your button to revive or your button to pick up an item. This looks like some crazy enchanted mobs up there. So sometimes when you're trying to fight, you'll accidentally pick up an item instead. Or if you're trying to revive a teammate, or if you're trying to fight to save a teammate, you'll accidentally start reviving him instead. And like obviously reviving is time sensitive. You have to do it at the right time. So I don't know how they could fix that, but that is one of the biggest things that like pet peeves me about this game. But as you can see, nothing really caused me a problem, barring those annoying guys with the mace. So these rooms here, there's not really anything to fight for. Obviously, at this point, I'm pretty geared up. I don't really need to do even fights. This one I was very proud of myself for. So if you jump in here... Well, first of all, these guys are all just going to stand there. If you push this, loads of things spawn around you, but you really want this chest. If you actually just roll off the map, it will spawn you back out here. So you can safely just run straight back through, essentially. And we are at the throne room now. So we got to confront this little dude who's just chilling. And I've literally broken the game. Minecraft Dungeons is so easy. I broke it. Well, you know what? There was just one fight left, so you get the idea. I'll leave it there. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to see more Dungeons videos, let me know, because I really love this game. I'm really, really enjoying it. If you want to see a tutorial on how to level up really quickly, let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.